strut my stuff and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on, like a blister in the sun. Let me go on, big hands, you know you're the one. Well, body beats, I stain my sheets, I don't even know why. Well, my girlfriend, she's at the end, she is starting to cry. Let me go on, like a blister in the sun. Let me go on, big hands, I know you're the one. I strut my stuff and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. When I'm out walking, I strut my stuff and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Well, body and beats, I stain my sheets, I don't even know why. Yeah, my girlfriend, she's at the end, she is starting to cry. When I'm out walking, I strut my stuff and I'm so strung out. I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out. Let me go on, like a blister in the sun. Let me go on, big hands, you know you're the one. Let me go on, like a blister in the sun. Let me go on, big hands, you know you're the one.
Hey,
Isaac.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's like the good old days.
It is. It's just like April of 2020 when we're in lockdown.
I gotta go on the road. Sorry, I was like, okay. Seriously, it's like we're from home right now because our cameras don't work and we don't have any money to buy new cameras.
Right. Broke after spending all of our money at the latest Poland event we threw on booze. So yeah, need some money so we can buy cameras.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna do this. Well, this is good during the summer right now, anyway. So we just lost one of our guests. So what do we have going on? So tonight we have. It's good to be back too. By the way, I took a little mental health break, so it's good to be back. I'm excited to be back. We have Lisa, our friend Lisa Resnick, from Dandelion Properties, and who's also a runner like yourself.
Yeah.
And we have Joe from the Youngstown Marathon. So you want to bring him on?
Yeah, bring him on over.
There's Lisa.
Hey guys.
There's Joe.
Hi guys, and Lisa.
What's going on? So let's meet our guests first. Hi, Isaac. We'll just go round table here. So Joe, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Joe Midlick. I currently live in McDonald, Ohio. I am the president of the Youngstown Marathon Foundation. I went to Cheney High School. I'm a graduate of Youngstown State University, and I retired from Eastman Kodak.
Eastman what?
Eastman Kodak, the film company, cameras.
Oh, Kodak.
You got it.
No, there you go. Sorry. Like, did they, is that a big business right now? A lot of film.
Well, not anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
the digital age caused my retirement.
I'm sure. Ma'am, what about you? You are a long-time guest.
Did you call me ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I know that it's short for a very complimentary word.
The damn.
However, I just don't want to believe I'm at the age to be called ma'am.
To be fair, I don't think you're that much
Mrs.
older.
Rednick.
Mrs. Rednick. I don't think she's that much older than I am, so I really can't say anything.
As a matter of fact, if somebody approaches me and they call as a server and they call me Miss instead of ma'am, they definitely get a better tip.
Yeah, well, that's good.
But yeah, you guys know me. I'm Lisa Resnick. I am the broker owner of Dandelion Properties. I am also the founder CEO of Dandelion Inc. I am also on the board for the Youngstown Marathon, thanks to the gentleman next to me, Joe Midlich.
Yes,
Nice.
and welcome aboard. And she's been a great partner with us. I mean, you think about it. She's a runner and a beer drinker. How better can you get than that?
Tonight, though, it's wine.
Well, to
Okay.
me, I'm still promoting Penguin City, who is one of our
There
sponsors.
you go.
Yes.
Love
We've
it.
done a lot of stuff with Penguin City too over the years. So
Sure.
tell us. I guess I like already out of the gate. I have questions because again,
Sure.
I don't know what you know about us. We don't do any research whatsoever. So it makes it a
That's
little
what I
bit more.
heard.
Yeah, like literally, Lisa at like 8:15 was like, "Are you gonna log in and get us on this thing or what?" I was like, "We're working." So tell us. I'm already intrigued by. I already learned something. So it's a non-profit, and there's a board and all that. Like, how is that set up?
Yeah. We started in 2017. We are a nonprofit organization, and through the events we have, and it's more than just a Youngstown Marathon, half marathon. We do put on other races there, and we raise money for our charities. Each year, the board selects different charities, and then we help them out monetarily.
Awesome. And then with it being a nonprofit, you said you two are both on the board. There's a board for every nonprofit, right?
Yes, we have a president, which is me, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and I believe my memory serves me correctly, 4 other board members as directors.
Have you been on it
I'm
since?
just another board member.
Yeah. Have you been on the board since 2017, Joe? Or
I started, believe it or not, the first year as a volunteer, where I was helping out with the expo and other things. And the current at that time, that president, I guess, was pretty impressed. And then she asked me to join the board, and I joined the board as director of sponsorship. So I was the guy that was contacting all the doors and trying to get money.
very nice, Lisa. When did you join?
And then I went from director of
This year.
sponsorship to vice president and now president.
Nice. Just this year, Lisa.
This is my first year.
Okay.
Have you run in it, Lisa?
So when I first moved back here, I did run the half marathon. And then 2 years ago, I ran the full marathon.
For those of us who are not educated in the running community, how long is a marathon?
26.2.
I get tired driving that far.
Are you
No
guys
way.
both runners? Do you both have a history of running?
Yes, we do. Lisa has ran more marathons than myself. I've ran 3 and almost a 4th, and probably about 20 or so half marathons.
In a half marathon, then would be what, 6, 15, 14?
Oh my
marathon?
goodness.
13.1.
You're a mortgage lender.
I'm
It's
bad at math.
13.1.
I'm terrible at math. I don't have.
We do have calculators on us at all times.
I was about to say, clearly you just plug in numbers
I
and
just
let
plug
the
in. I'm
computers
awful at
generate the answer.
Awful at math.
Right.
So then so they can run it. Man, that is crazy to me how far of a run that. Could you do, Isaac? You could do 20.
I could probably do 13. I would have to train obviously for a marathon like
What
anybody
kind of
does, but-
training? Yeah, like sorry,
Well,
Mike.
everybody has to train for
Yeah,
it.
obviously.
Well, the majority. There is probably a certain low percentage that can just roll out and be fine. But
Like, what's the training? Like, if I wanted to, again, I play basketball. I am
which is good.
probably too big to run a marathon, but I think I could
That's
do it.
not true.
No, that's not true. Not at all.
How's it work? Don't you guys do like when training for it? Don't you do like 3 a day during the week and then like a long run on the
Yeah, how's
weekends?
it work?
How
What
does
do I
it
got to do to get going?
I don't know about Lisa, but on the marathons I've ran, I trained 16 weeks. And within those 16 weeks, there's 5 days of actually running, and you build your miles up and up and up, and then you rest for 2 days. And then the same thing, the next week you build up the miles again. Some people could do it in 12 weeks. My first marathon, I did it in 12 weeks and was actually the worst time I had. Every marathon after that, I did 16 weeks, and each time I improved.
So like, what would be a general week of training then? So like you said, you only run
You
a little bit.
you grow your mileage throughout the weeks.
Exactly.
So the idea is to actually in totality within the 7 days go beyond the 26.2.
In 7 days,
Yeah.
do more than 26.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I probably do that now with me hike because I walk is what I do, and I'll walk 8 miles, 7 miles a day. Just walk. Like I can't. Jogging drives me crazy and everything hurts. That's the only way I can describe it.
I got to tell you about a lady that runs our marathon, and she's run for the last 4 years. She's somewhere right around 65, 67. Her name is Marie Bartoletti, and she's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think 10 years ago, she had a stroke, but she still continued to run. And you ready for this? She is currently on her 608th marathon.
And now all of a sudden, I feel I should be able to run a marathon when a lady
There
with a
you
stroke.
go.
I think I can probably figure that out.
Luke, it's honestly as simple as you do your hikes, right? And
Yeah.
I did it during COVID. Like I wasn't a runner, but I had nothing else to do. I couldn't go to the gym.
You run
I would literally just walk. Like the first day I walked 3 miles, and then you run one of those streets and then walk the rest, and then walk 2 of those streets and then run 2 of those streets, and then just every day do a tiny incremental bit more. And then before you know it, I was running 3 miles every day. And then on the weekends I could do, a bunch, but you would obviously have to go up from there. Do you guys care about like tracking your like your pace? Do you care about your pace at all, Lisa? Or
I don't. For me, for distance running, and I am not the fastest runner by any means.
Yeah.
So that's probably why mentally I go for the distance versus the short distance, the 5Ks.
Yeah.
Less, because it is pushing my body in another way. So I'm not all about like my first marathon, I finished in 4 hours. So I want to beat 4 hours. And I don't really care as long as I get across the line.
Get it done. Yeah. No, that would make sense.
I don't get swept by the sweet, like that I'm on the course too long.
The cleanup crew, like they're like, listen, lady,
like a guy walking by, like getting the confetti with like a broom as Lisa crosses the finish line.
I'll never forget the first marathon I ever ran. I was so petrified because you put in a lot of time in training. I was petrified. It was the Rock and Roll in DC, and their time limit was 5 hours. So I was so concerned about not making it within that time limit. That literally was like what was rolling through my mind. Yeah. As soon as I hit mile 22 and I knew I was at.
Uh-oh. We lost her.
Uh-oh.
Well, Joe, over to you, Joe. What's
it looks like she just completely like there she is. Look at Lisa, you were like frozen in time.
It's because my internet sucks.
But you were saying you were worried about the 5 hours and you got to 22 miles and then you cut out. What were you saying?
Oh, I said all I cared about was getting to that point. And after 22, I looked down at my watch, saw that I was way beyond what I anticipated. Yeah. So I was able to breathe for that last 4.2. But nice. I'll tell you, it is the coolest thing to run a marathon and have people. And I was lucky to be in the DC area where you had a lot of people who lived in the city all come out and start drinking in like banana costumes or whatever at like 8 a.m. in the morning. You're like, oh my God, maybe I am somewhat of an athlete right now.
Now we're talking.
like
causing people to drink right now. So
I think, we just figured out how I could be part of the Youngstown Marathon.
About our marathon, half marathon, at the end of the race, Penguin City serves free beer. So
Lisa,
you're in, right?
At the bar.
To all the runners? Is it all the runners or just anybody who goes?
So after the race, the runners should be out of courtesy the first and foremost that received the beer.
Lisa unfortunately missed out her first year because the beer was gone.
No, when I did the marathon, all the half marathoners drank all the beer.
Oh, that makes sense.
They go in and drink all the beer. Wow. I'm in on that. Now we're talking. I'll be there first.
It is a fun party afterwards. We have a celebration village with food and beer and music going. So it's really a good time.
It
Do
is.
you guys have like I'm see if I can look it up, like a map of the Youngstown Marathon, Youngstown Half Marathon, so that you can see like where you're running? Where's it at? Where's it take place?
Good
So
question. Good. Lisa, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, this year we have added a three-person relay race to our race series. And we did it is now just the half marathon versus a full marathon.
We put that full marathon on hold for this year and possibly next year. And the biggest reason why is because of all the construction in downtown Youngstown.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So the half marathon, 100% of the half marathon is in Mill Creek Park.
Yeah. Okay. I got it here. I'm gonna pull this up so people can see it.
Well, Lisa, I see you on Facebook. You go in Mill Creek Park a lot, don't you?
Oh, all the time. Well, not all the time, most of the time, especially
I'm there 3-4 days. It's my favorite place.
It is.
So is this it?
Can you zoom in, Isaac? There you go.
I can't
Make it full screen. Like, is there a full screen button?
This is how you could tell I'm old. I'm like this to the screen.
Yeah, I can't see that.
So the other thing is the red on the green. I am red-green colorblind. I cannot see that. Like,
So am I.
Oh, Isaac, he's red and green colorblind too.
Let's go, Joe. Yeah.
All right. So I'm looking at
it.
this.
Looks like it. So it starts down here.
224. What is that?
It starts at Second Soul. It starts right across the street from Second Soul.
Okay, right.
Okay, so 224, then goes down to the park and goes straight north all the way up.
Well, that's the whole park right there.
Yeah, all the way up and then loops back around and ends it across the street from Second Soul as well.
That's right. And this year with the relay, all the relays, the handoffs will take place right by Idora Park or the right by the old mill there. So
that is
all of
that
take there.
Is that on the roads around there?
Yes.
Oh, that is freaking brutal. Oh my God. Some of those hills in Mill Creek Park are rough.
However, what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
And there's good and bad news. The Youngstown Marathon was recognized in Runner's World magazine, which is our Bible.
Yeah.
And we were listed in the top 10% of the most difficult marathons.
Wow, it never freaking ends. Sure. Oh my gosh.
Lisa, I think on Facebook we've talked about some of those hills. Like they are especially down by the Rose Garden.
Yes.
The one down there is the most ridiculous hill. Like I struggle walking up it.
It's 100%. But I'll never forget the best advice given to me before the first marathon I ran, because EC is pretty hilly too.
Yeah.
And now this was from he's a superstar marathon runner. And he said, walk the hills. He's like, if you want to hit that in that amount of time, don't overexert yourself going up those, don't let your ego overtake you. Walk the hills, be strategic in your running. And which really, when you run, whether it be trail or road, you do need to know yourself and you do need to know how to strategize the course.
How many people normally sign up for this?
All right. The first 2 years we had right around 1,000.
Wow.
Not for the full marathon, okay, but for all three races that we put on, the full marathon, the half, and the 5K. Last year, and since COVID, we've dropped down to about 650.
Okay, because of COVID. That makes sense because of COVID, right?
You got it.
Everybody probably gained weight from COVID and couldn't run anymore, I would assume. I gained a little weight.
So I'm going to tell you, one of the greatest things about COVID was running the streets, the main roads.
Yes,
nobody was there.
I know you have to worry about traffic.
I have told this story before, but during COVID, when we were in lockdown, my buddy broke up with his girlfriend. So he He
Did
invited
they
me
live
over.
together?
What?
Did they live together?
I don't think so.
Oh my
I don't-
God.
That would have been
They
rough.
might have, but they broke up during COVID. And he invites me over, and we had a couple beers, and it was like middle of the night. And I was like, I can't drive home right now. We're in lockdown. I'm not even supposed to be at your house. So we both lived in Poland. I just decided to walk home at like midnight during lockdown when we had curfew. There was nobody on the streets. I was walking down the middle of 224, like in the main square of Poland by the clock tower, standing in the middle of the light, looking in all directions, and pretty tipsy. And a cop just rolls down the street, and he looks at me, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I had a couple drinks with my buddies. I'm just walking home." Empty during COVID.
Yeah.
But no, running during COVID was great. That's when I picked up running. So,
And it is true that the endorphins and everything that are released during exercise, running, and when they talk about the runner's high and everything, there's validity to that. And I find running to be that great conductor or whatever, or a conduit of providing me peace of mind.
Joe, do you run every day?
Not every day. I probably go out about 3 times a day now. And just to segue into
a week. You said a day.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's like, I run like 3 times a day. I'm like 20, 30 miles a day.
Sports Illustrated listed running a marathon as the 7th most difficult thing to do in sports. And believe it or not, only 1% of the world population has run a full marathon and finished.
I believe that. I 100% believe that.
So I think Lisa's ran what, 8 or 9, 10?
No, I've run my 4 marathons. My 5th will be this year, and I've ran 150K. Now, half marathons.
50K?
Listen, I got a lot of shit that I need to work through, so I had to bump up my mileage.
50 freaking K. How many miles is that?
I say
30
32, but it's like 31.6.
And you did this in one day?
Yeah.
What the?
So, I guess my question in a marathon, you said you got 5 hours. What's the average like pacing like? What's the average person who runs in a marathon? What's their pacing per mile typically?
I have no clue.
Neither do I, because each person is different. I mean, you have marathoners that are going to finish, like right around 2 hours. And then ours at the Youngstown Marathon, the last girl that finished, it took her 6 hours and 15 minutes. So that's the wide variety.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. And do you have people
27
like go to the marathon that you're like totally serious, ready to go, ready to try and win? You know what I mean? Like there has to be competition, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, people like there's a runner out in our area called Scooby.
Yeah.
And he is so dedicated to running. He runs in every single event and he always wants to finish his first. I mean, very competitive.
Wow. I don't think that man has lactic acid in his system at all.
He just runs.
He's able to run the way that he does.
How old is he?
I have no idea.
Probably in his late 30s, I would say. Maybe 40.
He's
40.
Timeless, Isaac. He doesn't because of his running.
He probably just has always been a runner. Like, Lisa, were you like a runner in high school? Did you run?
No. Are you kidding? I was super nerd. Overweight, unathletic. I think I tried out for volleyball every year in high school and got cut.
Can you please send us a picture of you in high school?
You know what? I will. I mean, it is what it is.
I want to see a picture of Lisa.
Joe, what about you? Do you always run? What did you do?
See, I started running in 1999.
Okay.
I was getting a hernia operation done. I stepped on the scales. And I was up to like 192 pounds. And I've never weighed that much in my life. And I said, you know what? You got to do something. And I don't know about you guys know about this. The village of McDonald, there's an awful lot of runners here. The high school's noted for its running. So I started to run. And then I set myself a goal that I wanted to visit all 50 states by the time I'm 50 and run at least one marathon. So when I was 49, I went to Anchorage, Alaska, which was my 50th state, and that's where I ran my first marathon.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a really cool story.
I've been to Anchorage, Alaska.
I feel like Joe should also tell his story of Ireland, though.
You ran one in Ireland?
Well, I ran my second marathon in Rome, Italy. My third in Sydney, Australia, and then I signed up with running the marathon of Dublin, Ireland. So my wife and I flew into Dublin, and one of the things, the worst thing I've ever done in my life was running a car in Ireland, because everything is on the opposite. I was the worst driver in the world. I mean, I circled the city of Dublin 3 different times and paid the same toll 3 times.
Oh, jeez.
Stop, right? And my wife is yelling at me the entire time. All right. So we finally get off, and I'm going down a construction site. These big burly guys are yelling at me in Gaelic that I couldn't understand. And I finally get out of there. What is normal 3-hour drive from Dublin to the Cliffs of Moher is a 3-hour drive. It took me 6 hours because I kept getting lost, and my wife kept yelling at me.
Wow.
So on the way back the following day, we're in downtown Dublin, and I can't find our hotel. So my wife is really smart, and she flags down a taxi cab. And she goes, hey, listen, we'll pay you the fare if you take us to this hotel. And the taxi cab driver goes, listen, it's really easy to get to. And she goes, stop. You don't know my husband. That's not going to work. If you want, I'll jump out of this car and get your cab, and we'll make it legal. He goes, just follow me. All right. So I followed him, and I get out, walked over, I shook his hand, and I gave him a tip just for helping us out. He goes, listen, you don't have to give me a tip. I said, you just saved my marriage. You have no idea what you are. All right. So I gave him a tip, and we checked in. We went to get a bite to eat. Now, the following day, I'm running the marathon. As we're walking back, my lovely bride goes, let's stop at this pub and have a beer. I said, you need to settle down. I agree, right? So we go into this Irish pub, and people love to talk and drink. So the folks in this pub find out I'm from the States and I'm running the marathon tomorrow. Isaac and Luke, I did not buy another beer. Coming, right? And I look at my watch. It's midnight, right?
Oh, no.
I said, Donna, we got to get out of here. And Donna's gone. Donna's up on this stage doing this Irish jig with people she doesn't know. Just wait a great time. And then I finally get her off the stage, get to the hotel. My alarm goes off at 6 a.m.
Oh,
no. I wake up and I look at Donna and said, Donna, my eyes are not smiling. I can't run this thing today. And so Donna goes, are you going to go pick up your T-shirt? I said, no. She goes, you'd probably get lost anyways. So what we did that day, me running the marathon, we went to the Guinness Plan and drank more.
There you go.
16 weeks of training, not for the marathon, but for drinking beer.
I was going to say, at the end of their marathon, I'm hoping they're serving Guinness. They're going
to be drinking like fish, man.
Story.
That is amazing. Go all the way over there to run a marathon, get drunk. That's something you'll never forget. That's perfect.
And it's a great story too. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ireland's proud of that too. The pub guys are definitely proud. You came there to run, and they got you to drink, and then
those pub guys were probably like, "Let's get this American so drunk he can't run tomorrow."
Yeah, it was probably the plan all along.
Yeah. That is awesome. So when exactly is the marathon?
The marathon is October 22nd. We'll be having an expo on the 21st, and what Lisa said is, we have our half marathon and we have our half marathon relays, and we're doing both a friends relay and a corporate competition relay. So we want to get as many corporate teams involved, and so they could be the talk of the valley, have the bragging rights of the valley. You guys might be a little too young, but remember the Community Cup when it was around a few years ago?
I was around at that was a banking thing. Yep, we did that.
So we want to bring back that as a community half marathon relay.
I think you guys should participate in it.
I agree, Lisa. You could get one.
How's it work? How does the
here it is.
Wait, we got to get the calculator to divide up on 13.1 by 3.
The first leg is 4.5 miles. The second runner is 4 miles, and the last runner is 4.6.
3 people. You guys could train for that. That's nothing.
I could probably train for that. I'm not
could
doing
do that.
12 any. I mean, I could go 2 miles right now jogging without a problem.
I think you guys should 100% do it. Besides the fact, like, out of all the races that I've ever run, Mill Creek Park is by far my favorite place to run. Even with the hills, you get lost in its beauty, especially in October. Like,
yeah, that would be cool.
gorgeous.
You think Isaac? You think me, you, and O'Keel could do it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I was going to say is when I was running during COVID, my favorite thing was my dogs are barking. My favorite thing. Hold on, let me go quiet my dogs down. Keep talking, guys.
Okay, no problem. So that's interesting. So the corporate people can sign up, have their own relay. That's a great idea, actually. Because you know what?
There's nothing wrong with healthy competition.
Well, it's gonna get a lot of people too, because if you say like already, if you're like, hey, Luke, Farmers National Bank's gonna be there, I'm gonna be like, oh, we're freaking there. I'll freaking train right. You know, it's the competition, 100%.
Sorry about that, guys. No, but what I was saying is during COVID, my favorite thing to do was like I would run like 3 or 4 miles a day, but I would keep track of my pace on an app, and then I would try and get that as low as I possibly could. So I was doing 3 or 4 miles a day, but like some days it would be slower to give myself a break, and then other days I would try and get like under 7 minutes per mile, and then just go from there. So that would be fun for you to do, Luke. And then you could. So
Isaac, you're the anchor.
You just run 4 miles, dude. You could do 4 miles.
You need Isaac. I don't know what part of the park it is, but you're going to be the part with that freaking hill, because I am not doing that part.
Yeah, that stuff stinks.
That is the second leg, the 4.0, which is the shortest distance. That's the hardest one, because that's where the hill is.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. You're not doing that additional distance, so you get a little bit more hill work.
Yeah, that's all you, Isaac. I'm not doing that.
So that leg's what, 3 miles? You said 3.2 or
4. That one's 4.
That stinks. It's uphill. And then is it any of it downhill? Is it like a peak and then down, or is it just
they're
all uphill?
It's peak and down.
Comes down too. Yes.
See, that's nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But no, you could totally do that, Luke.
I could do 4. Like I said, all the handoffs take place at the same place. So you could have a group of a cheering section there. We're going to probably have a band there just playing away and promoting you guys. And
will you have medical staff?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we do. All throughout we have.
I'm gonna need medical staff and possibly a beer. One of those 2 things.
I guarantee the beer.
All right, I like that. That works for me for sure. So how does somebody sign up for this thing?
The only thing you have to do is go on to youngstownmarathon.com. Click the tab. It'll drop down, and there's your choices of the half marathon relay, 5K, and the kids race, which is the day before.
There's a kids race too?
Yes.
Yeah. At the expo.
Yep.
Wow. You guys have everything. And what's that?
We have a health and wellness expo where we have like 20 different vendors there. Anything from orthopedics to massages. All those different companies are there promoting their business, health, food. And that's where the runners and their families come in to pick up their packets and bib numbers. And that's where we have the kids race. Last year, we did it with a superheroes theme where kids ran with a bunch of superheroes.
Right. Wow. Oh, that's fun. So kids events. Well, you guys got everything going on. Anything else? What else you got going on? I mean, you got kids events, you got races. What else?
They also had when I ran the full marathon, they also had a competition amongst the volunteer tables, like the different areas where you can get water, in which who could be the most creative, enthusiastic for the runners. And it was awesome. I loved seeing the different creativity from the young kids or the different organizations that were out there supporting and which, by the way, I do want to say this, people's supporting, even if it's just standing out there cheering us on as we're going by or offering us water, they are so essential. They, to me, are just as important as the runners.
Yeah. It's just so yeah. Is there a lot of volunteers?
We have a lot of volunteers. What Lisa was saying about the water stops.
Yeah.
What we do is for the water stop, the runners get to vote too on who has the best water stop decoration wise. And that water stop will get $250 from us.
There we go.
Last year, Cadence Care won it. And they had this really cool Star Wars theme where they're all dressed in Star Wars characters.
That's awesome.
Water. I mean, it was fabulous.
How many water stops do the runners get?
There's about one every 1.5 miles. So you'll
Is there orange slices? Are there orange slices?
I don't remember.
No. But
Are
like-
you supposed to eat orange
Or like
slices?
I think the gel. Do you have the gel capsules? You know what I'm talking? Or like the calorie capsules?
No, I carried my own gels.
Yeah, the sugar.
What are the
sugar
gels?
gels?
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I've been Say hi, Lucas.
Hi.
This is my cat.
Wait, they've already met him.
Oh, yes, we met him.
Woody Cooper.
Winnie Cooper is amazing.
Nice
All right,
shirt,
night,
buddy.
Lucas.
Nice shirt.
Oh my god, this is what happens when we have things at home.
Right. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
no problem.
We have too many
Yeah,
kids.
Luke, the gel capsules are like, it's a sugar, right, Lisa?
It's electrolytes.
Like Gatorade.
Yeah.
Does it help?
And I will, it does help because you deplete yourself as you're running with all
I'm gonna need a lot of those.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. But I will recommend that while you're training, try it before
Okay.
you actually do it on race day.
Why would have
You
you're
get-
gonna crap your pants or something?
Yeah.
I believe they call that runner's trot, don't they?
I have no idea. Luckily, I've never experienced it.
I cannot run in the morning because of the effect running has on my body.
As that coffee through you.
See, no, that's the thing. I've tried, like the people who are like, I wake up at 6 a.m. and I go for a run before the sun's up. No, because I need coffee and then it cleans me out by 8. I've tried it before and I have literally pooped in random people's bushes because I couldn't make it home. I
So
could not.
I'll join your TMI, but in a different way.
Yeah.
If I'm doing my distance running during the summer, which I do enjoy training during the summer for a fall race because of the temperature drop, you automatically gain time and runs are a lot easier. But with that being said, I will wake up at 3:30 in the morning to drink coffee clean out my
There
system
you go.
for an hour before I head on my distance run.
That's a smart move.
See, and then I thought about that, and then I'm like, okay, what am I doing? I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
This isn't
Yeah.
worth it.
Well, if I
that
was
was
doing
my-
it I wouldn't do it for any other reason. But if I have a goal and a purpose, then
That makes
that's
sense.
what's
Love
going
it.
to.
Have you guys tried exercising or running outside with the smoke outside from the forest fire?
So I was an idiot and did run 7 miles. Was it 2 weeks ago when it was really bad?
Really bad.
Sucks, doesn't it?
that was-
My chest was
Yeah.
killing me for days. That was I came home from the run and I saw a text from my mom saying, "Don't run outside today. It's really bad." And I was like,
Too
"Too
late,
late."
Mom.
Joe, did you try it?
No, 2 weeks ago, I was out of town in Kentucky doing cave kayaking, zip lining, and horseback riding.
Also nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaac, have you?
Lisa, I do a couple miles a day, and that was so frustrating because I didn't want to. I have like asthma, so I didn't want to go out in that. And it's like I'm just sitting in here looking out the window, driving myself crazy. Because honestly, to me, lifting, and doing cardio is like my stress relief. It's my way of like loosening up my mind and just thinking. And I need it, and it's so important for my mental health. But that was horrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
It was horrible.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Have you tried doing yoga at all?
I
I don't think I've tried.
I did.
I might have tried like one class with my
I
wife
did.
one
I did
time.
one class one time.
That's it. I go about 3-4 times a week, and I've been doing now for about 7 years, and
That's amazing.
a couple of times. And the biggest reason why I started taking yoga 7 years ago, because I've read in so many magazines how it will improve your golf game. And
Really?
improve my golf game tenfold.
It has not
Really?
improved mine.
Yeah.
Isaac, you're gonna have to really start taking yoga.
After the first year of me taking yoga, I won most improved player in both my golf leagues. I mean,
Really?
it opens up your hips coming
Makes sense.
Flexible.
All in the
So I'm
hips.
saying is yoga is like % concentration and holding your pose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so is golf is concentration.
it's true.
I did.
Makes total
I did.
sense.
I did one yoga class and I liked it, but I was like, this isn't for me. I got bored. Does that make sense? Like I don't know. I need I like basketball. I like softball. I need like something.
So the great thing about yoga and why I love yoga so much, besides the fact that it helps with the stretches, especially with all the impact running, is that with running, my mind could go free. And I think about things constantly, like it's what's happening, problem solving, everything. Yoga, like what Joe was saying, forces and trains you to be in the moment.
Yeah.
I do have a tendency to stray and what's going on and what's happening.
So you're not.
It keeps you focused on the present.
You bring up a good. When you guys run, you're not thinking about running them.
No.
I run with earbuds and music. I have a number of different playlists that I listen to. And that's what I do.
I think
I listen to the MLO Brothers podcast.
Yeah. Because the problem is, I'll go, what I do is I'll start jogging and I'll go like a mile. Right. And then it started getting hard. And in my head, I start thinking, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. And it takes over.
Luke,
and
what?
I quit.
That happens. Honestly, that happens to me too. But the thing is, I swear to God, there is something in your head that when you start running, your body tells you, this sucks. This sucks. Stop what you're doing.
Yes.
Stop what you're doing. This isn't right. You're not supposed to be running. Your body isn't meant for this. It's like your brain talking you out of it. But then once you get over like a mile, your body's like, okay, we can do this. We're good. And then you start to coast. And then I think they say you're not supposed to listen to music because
they say it, but I love listening to music when I'm
so if I'm on like a big run where I'm trying to go as fast as I can, I listen to music because I'm like, just go.
Yeah.
And then another thing, Luke, I like to
real quick. So what music do you listen to, Isaac? What's on your play
Oh
tune?
my God. I cannot.
you don't want to know what
You
my year in review.
I
Go ahead, tell them.
You don't want to know what my year.
Let me guess.
I do. I want to know.
Can I guess? He's gonna have some show tunes on there.
I'm running through Poland singing "Defying Gravity."
He's gonna have some hardcore 80s music in there. You're gonna have maybe some Wham, maybe some George Michael.
Yeah. Baby. As I'm running through Poland.
Speed training. He's listening to "Come On, Eileen."
Exactly.
Joe, what's on your playlist?
I have a lot of Bruce Springsteen, OAR, Dave Matthews, and believe it or not, I have a show tune list too.
There, Isaac. There you go. You're not alone.
I love that. Jesus Christ Superstar.
I've seen it 4 times. It's great.
It's one of my favorites. That's one of my
and
favorites.
then Luke, the other thing is you get to the point where you're like, okay, if I just get to this point, I'll stop. And then you have to conquer the inner demons and be like, don't stop, keep going, don't stop. Don't be a wuss, keep going.
My inner demons suck because I listen I'll stop and go get cookies. That's my problem.
Yeah.
There's
something amazing in that because then you get home and you're like, my brain was telling me to stop over and over and over, and I conquered it. I did it, even though everything in me told me to stop. I kept going, and I beat the demons.
That is the greatest feeling.
Yeah.
It really is. And part of it too is like you guys mentioned earlier, like we're so busy, like there's so much crap that's constantly going on, like that we're trying to get to make sure that we're managing and staying on top of things that seamlessly never end. I think actually Aspasia, one of the owners of Penguin City said once to me, she feels like she's on the never ending train ride. She doesn't want to get off.
Yeah.
She goes but there are times that it can be exhausting. So like doing things like this for me is something like there's those short-term goals to like that we can accomplish and check off to help us keep going on what we're doing. Because in all honesty, none of us are close to our exit plans of what we're currently doing. So it is constant. It's constant growing, constant pushing. So having things like a 5K or a half marathon, relay, all full marathon, all these things that we can work to accomplish keeps us going. Again, there's a lot of mental to it.
Absolutely.
So we're getting close here. So again, it's in October, right? What's the exact date?
22nd.
And when do they have to sign up by?
You can sign up all the way to the day of the race, but most importantly, today we have a promotional code. All right. And if you sign up between today and Friday by midnight, you'll receive 10% off. And the promotional code is BROS23. That's
I've always wanted a promotional code, Isaac. We got a promotional code.
BROS23.
Bros,
can we share that? Can we share that on our page?
Yes, please do.
Bros23, sign up for the Youngstown Marathon from now till Friday, and you get 10% off.
Yep, it's on our Facebook page. So, in fact, we give a big shout out to you guys on our Facebook page.
I appreciate that. We shared that. That is so
I don't know how many, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know how many marathon athletes we have following us. I feel like the people that follow the MLO Bros are a little bit more into like beer and cookies, but you know.
Wait, time out. I'm a marathon runner and I follow you guys.
There you go, Isaac. Yeah, I mean you're kind of a like a different kind of follower. Most of let's be honest.
An anomaly.
Yeah, most of the people watching this will be drunk right now. I'm not gonna lie.
We're like a quagmire.
Yeah, exactly.
45 minutes of talking to you guys. I could see you two guys doing something like Practical Jokers. You ever watch that?
Yeah. You gotta watch, Joe. You gotta watch. So we do this podcast, but we also do some videos sometimes. Go into the MLO Bros videos.
Yeah.
And Isaac has danced in the street. We have. I took a bath with a stuffed animal pineapple. What else? That was. Do you remember that, Lisa?
Remember the pineapple? Remember the
pineapple that was
Poland?
And then I cleaned him up and took a bath with them.
What was the other thing? The Walmart thing that you guys did?
The Walmart?
Oh, we were walking through Walmart.
Through Walmart, and we got.
Because it was
Super
Justin
Bowl.
was it?
It was the draft, wasn't it?
It was the draft.
I was with Justin at Westside Bowl. While you guys were causing chaos.
Yes, and we were asking random people in Walmart questions until we got kicked out.
That's Practical Jokers. Yes,
it is. You gotta watch. Yeah, there's some good ones in there.
Absolutely.
Oh, we did the skating one with the skaters, the kids, the 18 and 17-year-olds that were skating, Isaac.
Yeah, that was awesome too.
And that was fun.
I think our most viewed, we have a couple 100,000 on the when I was dancing with the dancing lady in Poland. Do you know who the dancing lady in Poland is, Joe?
I just recently found out who she is. So my intern is from Poland, and something popped up or something like that regarding the dancing lady.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. I've never seen her.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm somewhat missing out, but yet also not at the same time.
That is the most watch one we have. That's like crazy.
Yeah. But
two other things I want to talk about real quick.
Sure.
Something
where we got
this is back on June 9th at Penguin City, we had the Taste of Youngstown 4-miler and 0.0. So what it was a 4-mile race through downtown. It started and ended at Penguin City. And at the end of the race, we serve food associated with the city of Youngstown, like pierogies, Briar Hill Pizza, weddings.
Awesome.
We had a huge cookie table. The 0.0, Luke, might have been for you. That's for the folks that did not want to run and just come eat and drink.
The
Yeah.
0.0.
Can you please get me involved in those?
0.0.
I love it.
You should do like a 0.1 where they just have like a little tiny stretch, like a little tiny
To get to the food.
Isaac, what we should do is a video of us looking like we're going to run the marathon, and you take off, and I'll just go get in my car and drive around.
Like act like drive, go to McDonald's, and then cut to me like running and like eating gels, and you're like in the McDonald's drive-through, like, hey, can I get a Big Mac?
and then I just meet you at the end and hop in at the end and run.
Exactly.
There you go. Hey,
but Luke actually be training for the relay at the same time.
I'm gonna start to jog tomorrow. There's got to be stuff you can look up online for training, right?
There's apps. There's definitely training guides and everything like that. I mean, look through them all and see which ones you would feel more comfortable with. That's what I always say.
I'm telling you, dude, right? You could do outside, but just incrementally a little bit more every day, and you'll.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at incrementals. That's
or go to one of our sponsors, Second Soul, and see Mark Pinsky there, and he'll put out a training program for you.
That's another thing. Shoes. How important are shoes?
Very important.
So important.
And so are socks. Socks are important as well.
Yeah, they'll have you walk, they'll look how you walk, and they could pinpoint what's the best shoe for you. Like for me, it's Brooks. That's the only thing that I run in.
But Joe, do they have size 15s? I got some big feet over here, buddy.
Yes, they do. Yes,
all right.
I love ASICs.
Real quick, is give a shout out to our beneficiaries this year, if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely.
Our beneficiaries are the Autism Society of Mahoning Valley, Buster's Brigade, which is a animal charity, the Dorothy Day House, and Golden String Radio. So these are the 4 charities through these races that we're supporting.
So then all the proceeds will go to these charities.
The majority of the proceeds, operation costs, and so forth. So
awesome. See, I love that's the kind of stuff we like there for sure. That we're doing events and then it all goes to charity. That is awesome.
Absolutely.
And all these organizations are in need.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a couple of our key sponsors are Huntington Bank, Second Soul, Number One Cochran, and Austin Woods.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to go to Second Soul tomorrow and get some shoes, I think. Because he actually, the owner, because I was complaining about my feet one time, he actually mentioned, he's like, hey, come in here or we'll size you out. And I'm like, I never did. So I should go do that.
Yeah. There's a huge difference when you get up to some of those. It's like a cloud, dude. It's like running on a cloud.
Yeah. I have run forever now, and they're not good enough.
And what you got to remember as a runner, you should really go a half size or a full size up than your normal foot size. Because
Is that why every time I get running shoes, I always jam a hole through the front of it?
Yes,
I should be wearing 15s and I squeeze into 13s.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to be a size freaking 16 shoe then.
They have them.
You're also like 6'5".
No, I think Isaac's taller than me, to be fair.
I measured I've been squeezing in the 13s for the longest time just because I thought that was my shoe. And I measured my feet and they're like a 14 and a half. I should be a 15 and I'm wearing a 13.
Yeah, you should.
And my toes are like curling in like that because
you're like Carol Burnett trying to fit your feet into heels.
Right.
Wow. That is really
but you can't find shoes unless you like special order them.
Wow. Well, all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys coming on the show.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, when we get a little bit closer, you guys want to come back on?
Yes.
We'd love to. Absolutely.
Oh, and then we can check in on your training.
Check it out. Oh, now that, you know what? That's a great idea. We'll hold me accountable.
Yes. Oh, I'm into this.
I'll get my mileage done. I could run those 4 miles for us or 3.1 miles for us tomorrow, Luke. but I'll get my time up so that I can really
heal on this.
So you can bring home the trophy and bring home the prize.
I'll put the team on my back and just sprint the 3 miles.
Do you think O'Keel will do it?
I don't think you guys will do it.
You guys totally honest. Honing Valley.
You telling me not? You telling me I won't do it? Just makes
people bring in ringers.
Ringers?
I'm supposed to.
Do they, Lisa? Freaking cheaters.
I know there's a couple.
I know in bocce people have done that, but I don't know about running.
Right.
Isaac, we should recruit some Olympic runners.
Yeah. We'll go over to one of the top tier Olympic countries in running and just pick somebody up.
Luke, Isaac, and some guy from Africa.
Yeah, we just hired him last week. I don't know. He said he knows how to run, so
he doesn't speak a drop of English, but he is good. Oh my God. All right. Well, you guys have a good day. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Joe and Lisa, you guys are awesome. Like I said, we'll have you guys back on. Lisa, remind me when we get closer. We'll have you back on in September.
What was the promo code? The promo code one more time. What was that?
Rose 23. BROS 23.
Rose 23. Got it. Yep. I will post about that tonight after the show. Awesome. And
yep.
Awesome.
All right. Well, you guys take care. We'll talk to you guys all later, okay?
Thank you guys for having me.
Always. All right, see ya. Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Bye. Dude, I don't know if I could run. I think I could.
You absolutely could run 3 miles. You run that playing a game.
I walk 7 a day.
Yeah, you run that playing basketball.
100% I do.
Yeah. You just keep going.
Well, how long does it take you to run? How long does it take you to run 3 miles? 45, half hour?
3 miles. 3 miles is it. What you want to do is shoot for 9-minute miles. So you want to do it in 27 minutes. 3 miles in 27 minutes. But dude, if honest to God, just start you got to get under 11 minutes for a mile. And then you got to get under 10.
I'm at walking. I'm at 16.
Yeah. So what you need to do is go out and try and do 3 miles in under 12 minutes per mile. So whether that's walking half of it, running,
jog a little bit, walk, jog a little bit, walk, jog a little bit, walk. That's what you need to do. So then you get to 12 minutes and then chisel it down to 11:45 the next day, and then chisel it down to 11, and then 10, and then 9 is what you need to get to. All right, I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna start training tomorrow. Tomorrow it starts.
Yeah, but like I said, what I did during COVID was honestly, I would run a street and then I would walk the rest of it, and then I how many
people have run a marathon that are 280 pounds? That's my next.
That's the problem. But if you started running, the amount of calories you would burn, you would.
Well, dude, I'm losing weight all the time right now. Just from walking, I couldn't even imagine if I actually jogged.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to be back. Dude, we got animals on Thursday. Struthers Unleashed on Thursday. Sweet.
So, and then next week, what do we got next week? What are we doing next
week? We're going to talk. You and I are talking. We got some work to talk about. We got some shit to talk about next week.
We're going to talk about what is it?
Restrictive age on
old people driving and not knowing how to drive. What's the after my wife's been hit by 2 old people in cars in the past year? One having a handicap sticker and the other guy I don't even remember, but being an older gentleman who obviously shouldn't be on the road. We'll talk about the age limit. I
really think it's great. I think if you're over 70, you should take a test.
The only problem is the old people who make those laws are never going to make those laws for themselves.
It's true. Well, probably those old people have drivers too, I would assume. So they don't have to worry
about
it. The freaking politicians probably all have drivers.
That's true.
The problem is the old people are the ones that vote.
Yes. because
Right.
they're like the biggest portion of the population.
That's
right
the
now.
problem.
Boomers are the largest percentage of the
Boomers.
population,
That's cool.
especially since they all vote too, like you said.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, so you're gonna piss off a majority of the voting base. Everybody's gonna be out of there.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we had dad and we said, "Hey, Pop, you're gonna get a driver's license test."
You gotta go retake your test. old man.
Shit. He would shit. We should have Pop on for that podcast just to see what he says.
Yeah, just to argue with him. let's have Fred. Let's see if we can get Fred in the studio next Tuesday.
Just a guest spot, like have him on real quick for like 10 minutes to have him.
I think we should bring him in and get his opinion as our like. We won't tell him what we need him on for, and then say, "Yeah, we needed an old person to be the old person's debate."
He'll walk out. He'll walk out.
Be like, "Yeah, we needed an old guy, and you were the only guy we knew."
Pop will walk out of the studio.
Just not tell him what we need him for. Yeah, we needed an old person.
Or we're going to say, listen, what we need to do is try and convince him to go take the driver's test. That should be our goal. Listen, we want to see if you can pass the driver's test.
Yeah.
The
problem is, I think if you go take it and you fail it, you lose your license. I don't think they let you drive.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So, like, of course you're not going to go take that.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, but yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, and 7:45, I have. I'm going to do it by myself. I have on Thursday the people that were going ghost hunting that village that bought that village. They bought an entire abandoned town.
Is that next Saturday?
That's this coming Saturday.
I have a birthday party I have to go to.
Usually,
I actually do. Like, I'm not lying. I actually
this
do.
one would be a good one.
But I do have plans already.
Okay, no, that's this Saturday. Well, Jeremy's going and Ron's going, and I'm working on a couple other people. So.
You tell Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
you tell Jeremy's ass that if he drinks without me at the ghost hunt, I'm gonna be upset.
I don't think this is going to be one, but I'm trying to get us a bar. We got to get a bar where we can.
I'll go to that one.
I'm working on it. I got one in Salem, Isaac. I got one in Salem. I'm working on.
Yeah,
I
want to get so drunk that I see a ghost.
Could you imagine drunk ghost hunting?
Right.
Oh my god, we'll just fall asleep. I mean, we'll just fall asleep. We'll be abandoned building, fall asleep. So, all right. Well, we'll be back Thursday. Everybody have a good whatever. Go give our advertisement. We're loan officers.
MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Bros, but pretty sure the 8 people watching know that. So if they made it this far, they know we're loan officers. Yeah. But thank you so much. We appreciate you. If you haven't already, go down below, drop us a like. We appreciate it. Bro, our ghost hunting is bad enough as is, let alone drunk.
Rick is the guy I went to. Me and Ronnie when we went to the place in Newcastle,
right?
Hillview. He was one of the guys. He invited me. We had so much fun.
Sounds awesome.
I was trying to get him to go this Saturday, but he's going out of town or something with his kids. Good kids. All right, we'll see you guys all later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.